Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA to the Galaxy Podcast presented to you by DSM Media, as well as your host, myself, Slim. You can follow me on X at Arturo30111. You can follow the other host here, Scotty Drown. And as you can see by the title today, is OKC still a team to beat out West? We're going to kick this thing off. Talking about our weekly top 10 power rankings. It's been a while, but we're trying to get back in the groove of doing that. Some very interesting comments from DeAndre Ayton. Very, very interesting. We'll dive into that. Some of the Orlando Magic and just overall checking in on the association. And yeah, just kind of catching up with you guys. But before we dive into the topics, how you living, bro? Scotty.
Living pretty good, brother. We almost to the end of the week on my end, end of
Yeah,
the work
true.
week. I mean, you know how that goes. I know you were a grinding man yourself. We're just getting through life, but it's always relaxing and kind of a relief to come on here and talk hoops and get away from that world of grinding and work, because this
Yeah.
isn't work. This is just conversation. So I'm excited for it, bro. I'm glad we are back up and running on X. Get our viewers involved over there, and just happy to be here with you, man. We are getting closer and closer to the NBA playoffs, which are shaping to be exciting. I don't know about our teams, having the excitement come postseason. We'll see. I think the jury's out on that just yet, but I think overall, you look at some of the matchups recently. We'll get into power rankings. There's a lot heating up as we approach the postseason. But how about yourself, man? How you feeling? How you feeling? It's been 8 days since we last streamed. I saw that when I was setting up the stream today, brother. How you feeling of late?
Feeling good, bro. Can't complain. Like you said it best. Always cool. It's a sign of relief to link up and talk about hoops. It could be a very, it's a great thing, just to get away from reality a little bit, chop it
Yeah.
up. So yeah, life
Facts.
been life and pretty cool. Like you said, we're almost to the end of the week, so hey man, just enjoying this off day, ready to get into it.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah. Get away from reality. I like that term.
Yeah, like also, bro,
Reality
your
ain't great.
Sixers, your Sixers has a more chance to make the playoffs than my Warriors, so you should definitely feel good about getting
I
close
am.
to the
I am.
playoff
I'm
time.
selling the Sixers a little short. I'm
No,
just
you
trying to
got
make you comfortable. That's all it is,
yeah,
bro.
it's all good.
Where you
Yeah.
want to start, though, my brother?
Hey man, let's hit the show. Talking about our top 10 power rankings. Like I mentioned, it's been a while since we did this. So yeah, how you want to do it? 1 through 10 or from the bottom on up?
Let's go. Let's go bottom up, because I think we
Okay.
got some convo to be had at the top. So let's go bottom up and go that way.
Okay, yeah, that's a bet. So I kick it off, bro. For me coming in number 10, I'm not gonna lie, Lily just told you. I feel like I'm kind of selling them short a little bit, but I gotta go with the Denver Nuggets. As crazy as that may sound. One of the main reasons I kind of got them down this low, bro, specifically is this past Sunday. They lost to my Warriors, and I'm not just trying to like set a Warriors short. That's a huge win for them, but that was a terrible loss for Denver. Like you talking about Golden State, no Steph, no Draymond, no Jimmy, no Kristaps, and you still go out there and lose to essentially a team full of like G leaguers. If we've been honest,
Yeah.
Al Horford out there dropped six threes, So yeah, I just felt like they could have did a better job of like closing the game out, but that's pretty much the only reason. I mean, they just dealing with a lot of injuries, guys in and out of rotation, man. So, but nonetheless, they come in number 10 for me, man. The Denver Nuggets.
No, I feel that. I think you could be in a couple different spots with the Nuggets right now. You mentioned it; they're just now getting guys back into the lineup. I saw Cam Johnson back out there last night. Jokic obviously returned after All Star break. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Denver shapes out. Number 10 for me, bro. I'll keep it in house. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. They've won two in a row. Started the post All-Star break a little rocky with three losses in a row, but they picked it up of late. Got Embiid back this past game against the Pacers. And I'm happy to see Embiid back out there. VJ's playing at a high level. Maxey getting back to his top level that he was playing at. Closer to the beginning of the season, and they're starting to get rolling. Kelly Oubre finding his groove, Quentin Grimes finding his groove, it is painful to see Jared McCain out west, but we'll leave that alone for today.
Okay.
Sixers at number 10 for me, brother.
Okay, this is my brother. Coming in number 9 for me, man. I have the Los Angeles Clippers. This is a team that they made the Harden trade or whatnot. They got Darius Garland, who has yet to make his debut. But I just love what I've been seeing from Matter, man. A lot of promise with him and Kawhi. They play very well alongside each other. So I just love the addition, and they got some pretty solid wins before the All-Star break, and even since we came back last week. So yeah, I got the Clippers coming in number 9. Excited to see what Garland brings to this team, man, for sure.
I think that's definitely a good plug, and obviously Kawhi left the All-Star weekend on fire. He had his moments there, so we'll see how they can finish out the season, try to make a little bit of a playoff push out there out west. Number 9 for me, man, this feels really low for these guys, but it is the Cleveland Cavaliers, the other side of that Harden trade. Now, a kicker that I did see this morning was that James Harden apparently is dealing with some type of finger dislocation or something like that. It's a hand injury. So we'll see how that impacts him. We'll see if he's going to have to miss some time for the Cavaliers, but just kind of waiting for them to come into form, right? We saw them come out last season. They led the way in the Eastern Conference for most of the season. This year, it's just kind of up and down, and it's been that way all season. Now, up and down, they're still in the top 5 of the Eastern Conference. It's like they're still a top team in the East, but there's more to be seen from them, if that makes sense, and that's why they're so low for me.
Yeah, that's fair, for sure. Coming in number 8, man, I had the Charlotte Hornets. This is a team who, for the most part, to start the year off, they've been balling. They won more games than they lost. LaMelo's starting to come back to his own. He had like 10 threes there tonight against Washington. So to see him kind of be more consistent and just be a better version of himself, just being available, is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Continental making a strong case to win Rookie of the Year. Miles Bridge has been a nice vet to this team. Overall, just like the continuity of everything, like Kobe White, you can tell he's going to be a great fit. And so I just want to get them guys some love for sure. I think they're going to end up making the play-in tournament, to say the least. So, yeah, man, they come in at number 8 for me.
I like it, man. I actually like what the Hornets are doing. I think they're kind of a dangerous team. You know, if they could squeak into the play-in. In the play-in specifically, they're dangerous to that 7 or 8 seed that it may be, or maybe they get up there. But I just think on a given night, they can score with the best of them. They can score the rock. So we'll see what happens with the Hornets down the line. Number 8 for me, the Houston Rockets out west. They great defensively. They've had the Kevin Durant comments, which I don't know if we've even got to talk about. The alleged Kevin Durant comments, right? From the burner, the alleged Kevin Durant burner. Aside from that, they've played some pretty decent ball to keep themselves afloat out west. Once again, just waiting for it to fully click, for them to fully compete at their highest level. But no, I think you look at Sengun, what he's able to do on a night-to-night basis, you're going to get a steady 25, 30 from Kevin Durant. They're a team that can compete with anybody right now.
Yeah, that's solid for sure. Coming in at number 7 for me, man. You pretty familiar with this team. I had the Philadelphia 76ers. For the most part, we've been doing these power rankings, man. I haven't really been giving the Sixers a lot of love, but I kind of want to switch it up this go around. Tyrese Maxey is just one of those ones. You know, you just don't get a name, the franchise, just to get it. You know, he's actually earned it. And then Joel Embiid, man, the resurgence of him. You know, I got to give a lot of credit to him and his doctors, things of that nature, like the work he's been putting in, the way he's been moving. It's so crazy, man. I was watching in 2019. Not to bring this up when Kawhi hit that shot against y'all. Bro, Joel Embiid was so much different compared to now. But nonetheless, the fact that he's out there pushing through the injuries he's been dealing with, give him a lot of credit. So, yeah, man. Kelly Oubre, you know, all those guys been pretty consistent, Quentin Grimes. So I just wanted to show those guys some love. And they coming in number 7 on my top 10 power rankings.
Yeah, you was back there watching skinny Embiid out there doing windmill.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Joel,
he was a freak athlete at one point, like before those knee injuries really started taking a toll. It is crazy to see the trajectory that he's taken, because now he's just like just elitely skilled, right? Like
Yeah, skill. Yeah,
score,
all
like
skill. All
all
skill.
skill.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I appreciate the love shown there. Number 7 for me, man. We had a little side convo about this team before the show. We're keeping an eye on this team. It's the New York Knicks. Once again, talk about teams you're waiting for to click. Maybe it clicks the other way around. Maybe they end up being frauds this year. We will see how it plays out. But I do still think they are in the cream of the crop of the East right now. They are keeping afloat out there, and of course, you have Jalen Brunson, who you can argue in the MVP conversation. So I will still give the respect to the Knicks, but I think you asked me the question before the show, and I think there is some weight there. It's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I dig it. Coming in number 6 for me, man, I had the Minnesota Timberwolves, currently the 5th seed in the Western Conference.
Yes,
Got to give a
sir.
lot of love to guys like Jaden McDaniels, who has taken another leap as a scorer this season, been pretty consistent in that aspect. Anthony Edwards is obviously been doing this thing top 5 in scoring. And so when you look at everything, they pretty much have the pieces, man. I love them going out there to
Yeah,
get Ayo DeSumo. I think he'd be a good addition off the bench.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, defensively, at first, man, I gotta give him a lot of credit. I think that was a team that didn't really have an identity early on. It was like a back and forth. But
yeah,
I think now they kind of figured it out in the sense of the rotations, guys knowing that role on the team. And
yeah.
so it's just been doing wonders for them. And they come in number 6 on my top 10 power rankings.
Yeah, this is the first time we match throughout our top 10, and I got the Minnesota T-Wolves at number 6 as well. For a lot of the same reasons, I think you hit the nail on the head with them finally figuring out the rotations. You bring in Ayo DeSumo, that like kind of solidifies your backup guard, that your
Yeah.
primary backup guard. And I think Ant once again just continues to take steps in his growth as just an overall playmaker, overall leader of that team. And something, man, I not something. I got to watch them play against the Sixers the other night. It was a huge win for the Sixers in Minnesota on the tail end of a back-to-back. But it was mentioned in the broadcast, and it just slips my mind. But the T-Wolves have been in back-to-back Western Conference Finals trips. They haven't made the NBA Finals. They've lost, but they've gone to the Western Conference Finals in back-to-back seasons. So it kind of speaks to where they're at as a team, even though I maybe don't look at them that way. But they are one step away, 2 steps away from becoming NBA champions, the last couple of seasons. So we need to start looking at this team as if they can compete with OKC. Let me put it that they should be reaching the point where they should be able to compete with OKC. You just have to hope that they're getting to that point because OKC is a different monster. But yeah, showing some love to Minnesota nonetheless.
For sure. I agree with those points. We finally agreed. Coming in number 5 for me, man, how the Boston Celtics, man. Got to give Jalen Brown a lot of love, man. That brother should definitely get some MVP talk. Just be in the conversation at least. I ain't saying he should win it, but he should be in the conversation. When you look at the type of season Celtics has had thus far, I mean, the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Initially to start the year off, I didn't have them being that high. It's not just Jalen Brown level of play. You got guys like Peyton Pritchard really stepping it up. Derek White still doing this thing defensively. And then overall, just good coaching from Joe Mazzulla. So you got to give him credit as well. He could probably be in the Coach of the Year talk too. And so when you put everything together, man, this team has been balling. And so I think they're worthy of just being top 5 alone just off that. And so they come in 5 on my top 10 power rankings.
Once again, we match number 5 and 6 now. I have the Boston Celtics at number 5 as well. You mentioned Joe Mazzulla, and it was something I brought up to Dylan on our Philadelphia show the other day. But
yeah,
Joe Mazzulla, you do have to start mentioning him when you start talking about the best coaches in the NBA. And I know some people in some circles do, but I feel like nationally he's just not discussed when those other big name and what he's working with. I know Jaylen Brown is playing at an MVP level, to your point, but who's the second best player on this team? Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, right? Like I think Derek White would be the consensus. I think he's making the most of this roster and more. Credit to Jaylen Brown, credit to Joe Mazzulla, to your point. I think those are the two guys you can accredit the most. Because they're doing this during a season where Derek White is not even giving you his most like efficient self, right? Like,
exactly.
he's not shooting the ball great. He's still producing. But they're just an interesting team, how they just keep chugging. It doesn't matter what injury pops up. They just keep it moving, keep winning. So yeah, Celtics top 5. I agree, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, guys like Cater too, he's been pretty solid having a career year.
That's a good call out. That was, I don't know where he like came from, but he is huge for them to the point where Vooch is traded for and not even starting, right? So
right, yeah.
It's
exactly. I think Vooch come off the bench now. So.
Yeah. 6-man Vooch? That's not bad either.
Voochie, man. But
how do you feel? Hey, real quick. The Simons for Vooch trade. Do you think that ends up working out for them?
Yeah, I think so. I think that Boston needed a stretch big. Yeah, they needed
that KP replacement, Horford replacement type.
Yeah. You always need to stretch big, bro. Always.
I feel that.
Yeah, man. But kudos to Boston, man. Heck of a season for those guys. Coming in number 4 for me, man, I have the San Antonio Spurs. Man, this is a team loaded over there, man. Very, very loaded. You got the man in the middle, the ultimate cheat code, Victor Wembanyama. You know, when I look at a team like San Antonio, though, bro, as we get closer and closer to playoff time, the second seed in the Western Conference, you know, the only concern that I have with this team is just that lack of playoff experience. Yeah. But other than that, man, like they check the box from top to bottom. Like they have everything. They can go big, they can go small. They have scorers, playmakers, defenders.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to kind of take account for all that. You know, when you look at the job that De'Aaron Fox has done, you know, a lot of people said that he was going to come in and kind of like ruin the chemistry because, you know, early on he wasn't playing. But that has not been the case here. My man De'Aaron Fox has taken a step back and let the young guys cook. I mean, he's only averaging 20 points per game.
Yeah.
And we all know De'Aaron Fox is more than capable of
he can give you more.
Yeah, he give you more for sure. So it's saying that like the fact that he's, you know, took a step back, like Dylan Harper, Castle Vassell, Keldon Johnson, all those young guys get their stuff up. Why he just sit back and just be like the closer. I think that speaks to his volume of maturity and growth as he like, you know, slides to that veteran role as he get older and older in his NBA career. But no, I gotta get the Spurs a lot of credit, man. Them boys is definitely on the come up, and they come top 4 on my top 10 power rankings.
I like it, man. I like it. Spurs a little bit higher for me, but I definitely feel you. I think this is the ballpark they must be in. For me, number 4, I do have the Denver Nuggets. So I do have them a little bit higher now. Maybe it's just because last night I was watching them beat up on the Celtics in the second half of the game and, you know, kind of strap that Celtics team down. Now, they were both playing on the tail end of a back-to-back, so you always take a game like that with a grain of salt. But it's like you said earlier, they've been banged up most of this season. They're starting to get healthier. I know Jamal Murray, he's been dealing with an illness of late. They just got Cam Johnson back. They just got Jokic back going into the All-Star break. So I think they'll continue to gather chemistry, continue to play together. You got Bruce Brown back this offseason. He's picked up his play a bit. I think it'll all start to sync up as they approach the postseason. I believe Jokic is 1 or 2 games missed from being disqualified from the MVP.
One game.
One. Okay. And I think SGA is 1 or 2 as well. Which is interesting, man, because if you take those 2 out, you're looking at JB, Cade. I don't want to leave anybody unnamed, but you get my point. I've seen Wemby mentioned in MVP. I think it was Perk that maybe threw it out there last night. Wembanyama in the MVP combo. He wouldn't be my favorite pick, but I can see it. Nonetheless, Nuggets number 4, brother. Stay on track here.
Yeah, for sure. Coming in number 4 for me, man, I had the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ever since they got James Harden, man, for the most part, they've been winning their games. I think that just about every game he's played and they won. I mean, I know they lost to Milwaukee last night. He didn't play in that game.
Yeah.
And then they lost to OKC on Sunday. I don't think he played in that matchup neither. But nonetheless, every game he's played for them, they won. And I just love like what he's been doing for guys like a Jared Allen. I mean, he's got that man looking like prime Hakeem out there. Like,
yeah.
I mean, just the way he just simplifies the game for the bigs is just
It's
It's a great
crazy.
thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy for sure. And then also Spider, he just makes it more easier for him. Like he can just focus on strictly getting buckets and defending. So yeah, I just want to get up guys some love, man. Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench and pretty good. And yeah, they've been on the come up. So they come in at number 4. No, number 3 actually. Number 3. Number 3.
That's interesting. So we basically have like the Nuggets and Cavs like in reverse, basically, but for the same reasons, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
Yeah, I see
got
what
the
you're saying.
Nuggets. I think they're gonna sync up. I think they're gonna start to play better. Same thing with the Cavs, right? They've got Harden now.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Cavs are gonna start to play better as well. It's just I noticed that now that we're at this point. But number 3 for me is going to be the Detroit Pistons, which I know sounds crazy after the
Detroit
big dub
basketball. Yeah.
last night. Cade Cunningham, obviously in the MVP conversation. I think that needs to be solidified at this point.
Oh,
Had another huge game last night, but I do still wonder how they measure up against the best of the best in the Western Conference. Did get to see the Pistons play a fully healthy San Antonio Spurs team over the last week, and the Spurs, they went out there and they made Cade Cunningham work. Stephon Castle, I wouldn't think that that's a good matchup for Cade Cunningham, but I guess Stephon Castle can guard pretty much anybody in the guard
yeah.
realm.
He legit, bro.
Um, he's a monster. So that's why Detroit comes in third, even though they do now have the best record in the NBA after beating OKC last night.
Yeah, for sure. So that was your third team, right?
Third, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So coming in for me at number 2, I have the Detroit Pistons. This is a team coming out of the All-Star break 3-1, a lot of impressive wins. They beat the Knicks. They beat OKC. I wouldn't take too much out of that win against OKC because they were missing a lot of their top players, but nonetheless, they still got it done in great fashion.
Kind
So
of more impressive for OKC last night,
yeah, for
even
sure.
in a loss.
Yeah, kudos to them, man. Kudos to them. But nah, I just I like what I've been saying from this team, man. I think that they're a team to be reckoned with come playoff time. The emergence of Jalen Duren. Like we all knew what K can do, but the fact that Jalen Duren has taken their next step offensively, man, it's just been great to see. Defensively, man, this team is legit. They can switch a lot of things. Even K, man, that's like the bonus of having like a tall PG, bro. Like he can guard like up to 4s if need be. So
He was all
yeah,
over
man.
the place last night. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so shout out to Detroit, man. They come in number 2 for me, man. And shout out K, man. Hope that brother definitely gets the MVP talks that he definitely earned, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Once again, he balled out last night. 29 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. He was like a plus 17 across the entire game. He certainly is a monster, man. Number 2 for me is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. You mentioned it earlier, what they have. It's just the youth, right? That's what holds you back a little bit, but it's the Spurs. You do have some vets mixed in there. I do like what you pointed out with De'Aaron Fox. I think he's a great kind of orchestrator, or you can kind of calm them down in a sense, maybe get a bucket when you're struggling to get one. You have Wemby, who can be that number 1, that MVP caliber type of player, also a defensive player of the year type of player. And they do strap up. I think that's the biggest thing with all of these teams that we're talking about in the top 3 specifically. These guys strap up and play defense. These are the top defensive teams in the NBA, and that's for an obvious reason. Devin Vassell, he presents a different like feature that has been kind of in and out of that rotation over the course of this season. If he can just stay healthy, stay involved, and stay in rhythm, he's an electric elite shooter that can just open the floor up for them. He cooked the Pistons the other night, man. He was on fire from the 3-point line. So you got a guy like him. You got Champagnie. You got Keldon Johnson. These are all guys that can just get hot in a game and maybe even win you a game come the postseason. So, yeah, I do like what the Spurs are doing. Who you got number 1, man?
Oh, man, coming in number 1, man, it's kind of obvious. I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Despite them not having the best record since coming out of All-Star break. It's just the fight and determination. Like no
Yeah,
SGA, no J-Dub, to an extent, no Isaiah Hartenstein, no Chet. But they
yeah,
just still been battling, man. Guys like Case and Wallace, man. He talking about taking advantage of the opportunity. My man has been balling. The other Jalen Williams, he had 30
yeah,
points last night, just showcasing his skills. I love the fit with Jared McCain. I think he's a great fit. He can
yeah.
shoot, spot up, play make if need be. But nah, man, this team is very legit. Like when you see those pieces doing that, then you know that you're going to get the reigning MVP. J Dub's going to come back, Caruso, and AJ Mitchell. They got all these pieces
It's
eventually
really
going to
not
come.
fair. It's not fair, honestly.
They got all these pieces when they come back, man. You can just be like, well, they're on the verge of repeating. But yeah, man, this team is very, very worthy of being number one on my top 10 power ranks for sure.
Yeah, it was a trick question to put it as the title of the show. Because myself, we both ended up with OKC still at the top of our power rankings, despite what has taken place over the last month or so while SGA's been out of action, J-Dub been out. Last night, bro, they were missing SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Caruso, AJ Mitchell. Isaiah Joe got injured in the game. Isaiah Hartenstein did not play. So you're missing all of those guys, and you still go out. You compete to the very last minutes against this Detroit team that now has the best record in the NBA. They were fully healthy. That was just such a testament to what the Thunder can do as a team, even with injuries. And to your point, the resilience. Casey Wallace has added a bag this season offensively. All of a sudden, he has like off the dribble moves and shit. You talk about Isaiah Joe. This is a guy that's capable of hitting 4 or 5 threes on a given night. He's had like a 3-game streak of like 20 plus points scored in the absence of SGA and J-Dub. They just they got a lot of answers. I did want to ask you one question. I forgot before moving on from the Pistons. But who do you think is the third most important player on the Detroit Pistons?
So we got Cade and Jalen, right?
Right.
Yeah, most. I think I get it to Tobias. I think when you look at come playoff time, like that veteran presence, a guy you can kind of rely on, opposed to the youth. I get it to Tobias right now.
Yeah, I can see that. He was one of the names that come to mind. I'll give you the 3 that come to mind: Tobias, Duncan Robinson, and then this is just kind of a wild card, maybe an X factor type, but Ron Holland off the bench. He's an energy guy. He's a defensive guy. He can get up and down the court. He can get hot from 3. He's not a great or good 3-point shooter, but he can get hot. Those are some interesting guys. But I bring that up just to kind of point out, like, is that something that could pop up in the playoffs? Is that your third scoring option is Tobias Harris?
I think he is. Yeah. I mean, he didn't mention
I'm
a sure
speaking from experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you for sure.
Tobias is the third option.
Yeah, you would know out of all of us. So, a man did still 0 points in that game against New York. If you know, you know.
You know. Yes, sir. I did want to ask you one more question to maybe round out, unless you have any other questions for the power rankings as well. Spurs or Detroit? Who do you think has the better chance of beating the Thunder in a 7-game series?
Clip this chat. Oh man, in the 7-game series, say the Spurs or Detroit, who could beat OKC? Yeah. I think I had to get it to San Antonio, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think that they just match up kind of better. Really do like to their Wemby, bro. Like he's the ultimate cheat code, and then the piece that they have around him, it just kind of makes sense to go with Wemby and the Spurs. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I do think the Spurs could be able to defend, like you said, match up with the Thunder a little bit better. And like you said, you just have that, whatever you want to call Wemby, just that. Yeah. He's an alien, right?
He's not a human being, so yeah.
Yes, when you have that type of player. But yeah, no, I think this list just kind of speaks to what OKC continues to do around the NBA, brother.
Yeah, man.
Any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. Anybody got snubbed? You think? I mean, I didn't have Houston on my top 10. I didn't have the Lakers. Let me see. Did I miss anybody else? I mean, I didn't have. Oh, I didn't have New York neither. So yeah.
Yeah, New York. Toronto was one that
Yeah,
I
yeah, Toronto.
contemplated.
Yeah.
I
I
wanted
can
to
see
show them
that.
love, but it was like them or the Sixers for me. So I went with my bias.
Yeah, so I like my list. I don't think that I would have changed anything. So it's
I
pretty
like
cool.
it too. I think we were factoring, different things within our list, but I can definitely get behind. I like the Hornets pick the most out of your list. Just because I think they are an ultimate wild card. But yeah, you mentioned the Lakers.
Yeah, let's talk about the Lakers, man.
Let's talk about them,
Let's
brother.
talk about it, man. Sheesh. Your boy DeAndre Ayton has came out and just made some very, very bold comments. Basically stating that he's no Clint Capella. The Lakers are trying to make him be a Clint Capella. So what is your thoughts on a guy like DeAndre Ayton saying something like that? Just be honest. This is a pretty truthful show. Just say what your mind say, bro.
You're damn right, DeAndre. You are damn right. You are not Clint Capella, and you never will be, because Clint Capella runs the floor, he protects the rim, and he's a lob threat, and that is the opposite of what DeAndre Ayton is. You look at what Clint Capella used to do, especially in those Rockets days, bro. Imagine Clint Capella with Luka Doncic leading the way, feeding him lobs. He would be putting up 20 and 10. I do believe it. 18 and 10, something like that. If he was playing at that Rockets level of Clint Capella, which is better than anything that DeAndre Ayton has ever given any team in the NBA. But you look at DeAndre Ayton, he's 27 years old, man. Why are we doing this still? You've been bought out by the Blazers that are not even competing at this high level, not competing for a championship. You're bought out by them because you're that much of a detractor in their eyes. And now you go to the Lakers, you're playing with LeBron, you're playing with Luka, and you still find a way to complain, dog.
I don't get it, bro.
Where are you at with DeAndre Ayton, bro?
Bro, here's what I meant with DeAndre Ayton. I'm like this, bro. At this point in your career, bro, don't take this for granted, dog. You can literally be out of the league by next year, dog. So I'm saying that, bro, you playing alongside, to your point, LeBron, one of the best passers to ever play this game. Luka, one of the better passers in today's game. Austin Reeves, when he's get the cooking, teams get the double teaming. It should just be easy for a guy like Ayton, right? But no, DeAndre Ayton is one of those type of dudes, man. Go back to his days in Phoenix. If he's not getting the ball offensively, bro, he's not going to buy in defensively. You talking about getting rebounds, protecting the rim. That's just not his motive. That's not his personnel. He's just one of those guys that he wants to be dominant in the post. Just old school, back to the basket type of big, but it's just not how it's going to work, bro. Your role on the Lakers should be pretty simple, block shots, set hard screens, get rebounds, and just go from there. You can get you a mid-range shot here and there, but you're damn right they should make you want to be a Clint Capella. I mean, I literally just told you that. I find it to be so funny that most people that have quoted that post was all in agreement that you're not a Clint Capella, but you should try to be it. It makes too much sense. You look at the role on a team, come on, man. What are we talking about here? And then also, with Ayton, he says that he goes by dominating, right? Because his name is DeAndre Ayton, and it's with dominance.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, that's his nickname, dominating.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
It aligns with dominance, but you have never really been dominant like that, bro. Come on. The man would literally have a game where he had 28 points and 14 rebounds, and then you followed that performance 4 points, 9 rebounds, 0 blocks.
Get played off the court. Yeah.
This is the guy that was the number 1 overall pick, by the way. You have to account for that too. But my advice to Ayton, man, I don't think that it was very smart on his end to come out and say something like that, because now I think that you bring more pressure on you, because let's just say if JJ Redick be okay, well, if you don't want to play like that, we're gonna run the offense through you, and then you don't show up, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so
Or
yeah, man,
he just gets benched, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I just find it to be funny though. To your point, just a lack of awareness on his end. Like, how stubborn and foolish can you be to say something like that, bro?
yeah,
Like,
I agree, man. Cause I just you know who, and I say this very lightly, you know who is a Clint Capella prototype? He fits the mold. He's not Clint Capella. Jackson Hayes. He's a lob threat. He's athletic. He can protect the rim. He's not nearly as like reliable as Clint Capella was in those Rockets days, but
mhm.
Jackson Hayes could get the nod because he can catch lobs. He will run back on defense and play
Yeah.
hard. Like, I don't get it from a DeAndre Ayton standpoint, man. And when you start talking shit on LeBron's shit, you exit. Like, that's it. Like, he'll cut you. And it won't be
Yeah,
JJ, it won't be anybody else, it'll be
yeah,
LeBron.
that dude
We
is
ain't
funny,
allowing
bro.
that.
He a clown, bro. He's funny, bro. He's
He is
soft,
a
bro.
clown.
Like, I
He
watched
is a
multiple
clown.
clips this season of this man missing point blank layups at the rim, not getting rebounds, not boxing out. Just simple things that a big man should be able to do, bro.
Dude, what do you think the conversations are like in the locker room? Like LeBron talks to Ayton or Luca talks to Ayton. Like,
I
I
mean,
I don't know.
I don't know what they told this dude before he came to LA, what his role was going to be, but if you look at the makeup of his team, bro, you're not cut in for you to get your offense. Like, if anything, they would run the offense for Rui before
Yeah,
you. Like, come on, bro. This is we being honest here.
like a sixth option,
Yeah.
sixth scoring option on the Lakers, man. He needs to take a look in the mirror. Like, I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
what we need is like a follow-up question to DeAndre Ayton. Are you dissing the Lakers? Are you dissing Clint Capella? Or are you trying to diss yourself? Because I'm confused on it. I'm confused on
We
it.
all are. I mean, to your point, it's one of those scenarios where you have to look yourself in the mirror. I mean, bro, what year is this for him? Like year 7, year 8? I mean, come on now. What are we
Gotta
talking
be,
about
right?
here, bro? Like, you are not the player that most people thought you was going to be. Now, back in your college days, you showed a lot of promise. Where did he play? Arizona, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, back then it was kind of different early on in your career. But it's just like now, bro. That dude is just too soft for my liking, bro. Like, just a
Yeah, I
soft.
agree. I agree. And it makes you wonder, back to that Phoenix Suns trip to the finals that he was a part of. What if they just had like somebody, other than DeAndre Ayton in the finals? Like maybe, just maybe they end up winning it.
Might like a Jerry Allen. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great plug. That's a great plug because that's exactly what I think would work with next to Devin Booker, right? So DeAndre Ayton, just shut your mouth. I say that so lightly because it's not my place to tell NBA players that. I say that jokingly, but for his own good.
Yeah, for his own good. He a clown. He a clown, bro. There's no other way you can look at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think this will be his last season playing for the Lakers,
Oh,
maybe not even because of the comments, right? So, no, I feel you, bro. But anything else on DeAndre before we move on to
I would not be mentioning that brother name no time soon on this podcast, please. Like,
maybe when the Lakers get eliminated from the postseason.
Yeah, maybe. And if he play a part in doing that, then hey, he might be at the league. So.
He will.
Respectfully, he might be at the league.
Facts, though. Let's switch lanes, man. Let's head over to the Eastern Conference to finish the show. I've actually got a question for you in the East, man.
Let's get it.
The Orlando Magic. We talked about them a little bit on the last show. We talked about, we hinted at their trajectory this season, right? How disappointed are you in the Orlando Magic this year? The addition of Desmond Bane, we're supposed to get Franz back this season, right? Anthony Black seems to be playing at a higher level. You have Jalen Suggs back from his injury. Where are you at with the Orlando Magic? How disappointed are you, my man?
Honestly, bro, I say I'm very disappointed in the Magic. I just kind of very high on them when you look at the teams above them, they're currently the 7th seed in the East. No, with all due respect to your Sixers, the Sixers is above them in Toronto. Specifically, when you look at the Toronto Raptors,
Yeah.
initially heading to the season, that's kind of where I envision the Magic to be.
Yeah.
And to your point, bringing in a guy like Bane, not saying he was going to move the needle for them, but it would have helped them more than it would hurt. Because when you look at a team like Orlando, bro, like they had the foundation there. They
Yeah.
had the duo Apollo and Wagner, and then other pieces as well. Jalen Suggs, defensive ace, a lot of sides on the front court. Jonathan Isaac, Wendell Carter,
Yeah.
De Silva. They went out there and signed Tyus Jones before they traded him. So I kind of seen the vision. Anthony Black has taken a leap this season. He's been balling. And so I was like, man, initially they thought KCP was going to be that piece for them.
Yeah.
Talking about a guy that could knock down shots, but he was pretty solid defensively. He just couldn't knock down any shots.
Yeah.
So they went out there and got a guy like Bane, right? They gave up all the picks to get him, and I was like, okay, that's the piece that they can
Seems
need.
like
It seemed like a perfect fit. Not us when they got them over the hump like to contend for a title, but I could kind of see the vision that they seeing here. So
yeah.
honestly, it's just been like a roller coaster of a season. Like guys in and out of rotation. Like Jalen Suggs going to come back tonight. Fran's been out the rotation, and Paulo hasn't necessarily been his best version of himself. Like I don't know what kind of happened with him. A few years ago, man, he was balling, bro. But I think that injury kind of helped him take a step back, and that definitely sucks. Like he just hadn't got back to that same version of himself since then. Like he has his moments, but for the most part, he be struggling. So I just think that this team is kind of mid and very disappointed for my money because I was kind of high on them. And like I said, I had them be like a top 5 team in the East for sure. But Toronto has kind of like overlooked them in that sense. So yeah, man, definitely sucks though. But yeah, I think that they just been mid, bro. What about you?
No, I agree with most of what you said there, man. I expected them to be like a top 4, top 5 seed in the East. I expected them to be able to compete at the highest level in the East. I look at the makeups, right? The makeup of the Detroit Pistons versus like the makeup of the Orlando Magic. You look at these two teams, what is the difference in where they're at right now, right? Detroit number 1, Orlando number 7 in the play-in tournament. It's the play of your number 1 and then you missing your number 2 in Franz, right? Mm-hmm. And I think to your point about Paulo, I've seen it too, man. I'm a Duke fan, so I hold Paulo close to my heart to an extent. He's not playing up to Paolo Banchero level this season by any means. I think you saw that by him missing out on the All-Star weekend. The shooting is down. There's nights where he just kind of looks uninvolved in the offensive flow. It looks clunky. It's actually weird. And there's nights where I guess maybe it's because they have to go to Bane to get him in a rhythm, and maybe it takes Banchero out of his, or maybe it's Anthony Black is finding himself one night and it's taking the ball out of Banchero's hands. But it does worry me because it does lend back to that thought process of, is Banchero just one of those guys that needs the ball in his hands? He has to pound the ball, go ISO ball to get his 25, right? He can't play within a system because he's not necessarily a pure shooter, right? He's a guy that can score in ISO balls. So I think that's something for him to take into the offseason, because I think when they look back on this season, Desmond Bane stepped in. He's averaging 20. He's shooting 38% from the 3. He's averaging 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He's doing his part. Yeah. Franz has been out of the lineup, which is a fair indictment on the team, but the one player you can look at and say, man, it's just not good enough, is Paolo Banchero. And I think that's a problem when it's your number 1. So I do feel you, man. And my eyes go right to Paolo Banchero. I got one more question for you regarding the Magic as a whole, though. All this being said, and I think I know your answer, but I'm still going to ask it anyways. When postseason comes, let's say the Magic, they get up, whether it's 7 seed, 6 seed, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think they could turn it on somehow and compete at a higher level with the tops of the East, like the New York Knicks, the Cavs? Maybe not the Pistons, right? Maybe not the team with the best record in the NBA, but the rest of these.
Last year I would have said yes, but this year I just don't see that.
Just mid.
Yeah, honestly, I have
mid.
Yeah, I honestly, bro, I have more faith in a team like Charlotte than Orlando. It's just one being honest. So yeah.
I do feel you. I do get it. I get it. I don't know if I feel the same, but it's close at least. It's
Yeah.
close. Yeah, it speaks to how disappointing the Magic are this year, and they'll have to do some thinking this offseason, figure some things
Oh
out.
yeah,
But
sure.
man, jam-packed show, bruh. How you want to end it here? How you want to finish this?
Uh, sure. I guess we can do the weekly who you got, huh?
Yeah, who you got segment?
Yeah, we talk about your boy P5, Jalen John, Scotty Barnes. Man, I feel like three of the best talented power forwards um in the league today.
Yeah,
For sure. But I think Jalen Johnson kind of cleared him, so I might have to take him. Maybe we
take
could
him out
just
of the
do,
combo.
yeah, I think maybe we could just do Scotty and but initially though, bro, I always wanted to do the Apollo and Jalen Johnson, I ain't gonna lie. But I
They
think
are the
it's kind
two Duke prodigy
of,
power forwards. Now we got Cooper Flag, but he's transitioning to point guard. But
I think we could probably just do Scotty and Jalen Johnson. I think Paulo got to make up for some stuff.
he's got to catch up, right?
He got to catch up, bro. So let's do weekly. Who you got, man? Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors or Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks? Who you got, man? Who you rocking with?
My heart says Jalen Johnson, but my mind says Scotty Barnes. And the reason my mind is gravitating to Scotty Barnes is because of the statistical output on the defensive side of the ball. He is a monster defensively. You could argue him in for defensive player of the year, in my opinion, this season. And he does average, close to 20. I think he averages 19 points per game, 8 rebounds, close to 6 assists per game. So he does facilitate. He does a little bit of everything for those Toronto Raptors. It's the defensive side of the ball for me that I will go ahead and say Scotty Barnes, and that's from the perspective of success in the postseason. But it is close because Jalen Johnson, he looks like a number one. He looks like a number one.
Yeah. Jalen Johnson, man, I gotta give him a lot of credit, man. Going back to last season, he's really taking a leap. But honestly, though, Jalen Johnson has become one of my favorite. But I think I'm gonna rock with Scotty, bro. Like to me, I love Scotty defense. Him being able to switch out and guard 1 through 5 comfortably. You know, he's
Yeah.
very versatile on that end. And offensively, he's starting to come into his own too. He's only averaging like 20 points, but with all due respect, he could potentially average more. But when you have a Brandon Ingram on your team and RJ Barrett getting theirs,
Yeah.
there's no need to. So I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing because that allows him to kind of be a dog on defense. So yeah, man, I'm gonna get to Scotty Barnes. No knock on Jalen Jones. He's become his
I agree.
own player, but I'm gonna
I
rock with Scotty.
say give Jalen Johnson another season. Give him another season and well, I don't know. Scotty Barnes is getting better, though. It's not like he's plateaued.
Yeah,
I think he is getting better, too. It's hard to say. But Jalen Johnson's offensive feel is elite.
scary, man. He's averaging
Elite.
almost a triple-double.
Yeah. The rebounding is crazy. I mean, he averages close to 11 rebounds as a power forward. Or close
almost
to
8
12,
assists.
Yeah. 8 assists. Yeah. So, I mean, who knows what his next level is? I do think it is close, and I think we made the right decision not including Paulo because he's just not in that combo right now, man. He's not an all-star, right? Those two guys are all-stars. He's not, and I think that's for rightful reasoning. But no, give me Scotty Barnes as we approach the postseason. He's lifting those Raptors up right now.
For sure. But yeah, man, great pod, bro. Great pod,
Yeah.
man. Anything else before we get up out of here?
That is all I got, my man. We will get the power rankings posted out on the X and TikTok pages. Obviously, keep eyes out for content throughout the week. We'll be posting clips around there, having fun. But no, just happy to be here with you, my brother. Happy to get the show in.
Yes, sir. Got some news, man. SGA is cleared to return. He will be making his return against Denver tomorrow.
That's tough. That's
tough.
tough. Sixers got the Miami Heat tonight. You think we can get a dub?
Yeah, the Heat been kind of struggling, but they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks the other night. So yeah, y'all can definitely beat them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we need to get a dub. They match up well with us, though. I will say that. So I'm interested to see how it goes. Yeah. But Hey, cheers, brother.
Yes, sir. Anybody tapped in, if you haven't subscribed already, follow us on TikTok at To The Galaxy Pod. And if you're on X, head over to the YouTube channel, follow us To The Galaxy Pod. And yeah, man, like my guy Scotty said, we'll try to be here again next week. Look out for the top 10 Power Rankings graphic. We'll make sure we post it as soon as we can. And
Yes,
yeah, that's
sir.
pretty much it. We out. Peace.
Peace, everybody. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.